Hi, I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be recommending you some books that will hopefully be making you happy. These range from YA fantasy to adult contemporary. There's quite a lot on this list. I've got 7 books in total. These aren't necessarily all like contemporary cheery books, but they're books that I think will make you smile because of either how immersive they are, because they're funny, or just because the story is really good. So let's jump straight in with my recommendations. First up, we've got A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Brigid Kemmerer. This follows Prince Wren of Emberfall, who is cursed to repeat his 18th autumn over and over again. He is stuck in this loop and he can only solve it if he gets a girl to fall in love with him. Enter Harper, who is very rudely taken from the human world that we know into Wren's slightly different fantasy world and is kind of thrown into a Beauty and the Beast retelling type situation. This book is on this list because of how distracting it is. It's great fun. It will definitely make you smile and make you happy because it's a stereotypical YA in the best way possible. It's got the tropes that you want it to have, but it just does them well, and it's got really good representation in it. The series is fantastic. We've got the first 2 out at the moment, so you can read the next one straight after you finish this one, which is exactly what I did. This is a one that has to go onto your list. Next up is a YA contemporary told through prose. This is Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. This is a beautiful book. Look at the shimmer. I was very kindly bought this one from my Amazon wishlist and I read it in about probably 2 to 3 hours because of the way it is written. It's in prose, there's illustrations in there, and it's a beautiful book about a young boy growing up in London. He doesn't really fit in, he's trying to figure out who he is. It's about sexuality, it's about culture, it's his black culture growing up in London and how he finds that, and it's about him discovering who he really is through his sexuality and through his experiences as well. I really enjoyed this book and gave it 5 stars, so of course it's got to be on this recommendations list, so it makes me feel happy for that reason, reading about his empowerment and how he becomes the person he wants to be. Next up, we've got YA contemporary Loveboat Taipei. This is by Abigail, Hing, and this follows Eva, who has been sent to Taiwan to go to a school over the summer and try and learn a bit more about her culture, except she is really not very pleased about it. She doesn't want to be there, she thinks it's a waste of time, and she's trying to get home the whole time, except she discovers actually it might not be as bad as she thinks. She forms some friendships, there's a bit of romance, and it's a really good read. I really enjoyed this one. This is definitely a feel-good contemporary. It's got really good representation in it, it teaches you about another culture, and it's just fun, so this will definitely make you happy at the moment. Then another YA contemporary, To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. If you haven't read this book yet, where have you been? I listened to this on Audible. I listened to the whole trilogy in the space of a week a couple of summers ago, and it's just so much fun. It's such an easy read and an easy listen as well if you want to do it on Audible. There's links down below for all of these books, by the way, and I'm an Audible affiliate, so you can get this one within a free trial, I think. Anyway, it's fantastic. It follows Lara Jean, who has accidentally sent out some letters to some boys that she has loved throughout her life, and the letters were never meant to be read, so it's about how she deals with the letters being read and the consequences of that happening. It's a great read. I really enjoyed it, and it will definitely make you smile. Next up's book matches my top. It's Vicious by Victoria Schwab. This is about Eli and Victor, who have both been able to give themselves extraordinary abilities. This tends to happen when you have been on the verge of death and been brought back to life, and it's about how they deal with having these abilities. It's quite an interesting book about power and about how you use that power. I feel like it's a dive into what it would have been like if someone would have questioned Voldemort and they would have had a chat about why he wanted that power and why it was important to him to use his powers for evil. But anyway, this is a great book. It's by Victoria Schwab, who is one of my favourite authors, and if you haven't read this series yet, you definitely should, because it's a fantastic duology and you're missing out if you haven't, because it will make you smile, it will make you laugh because the characters are just cheeky and their humour is dry and I love it, but also I just love reading about different people's abilities and that makes me happy, so this one's definitely on my list. Next up, we've got The Flatshare by Beth. This is an adult contemporary. It's also the only one on the list I haven't read, but it's on here because I think from what I've heard from everyone else, this is very funny, very feel-good, and it's a great contemporary to make you feel happy. This is about 2 people that live in the same flat, except they have never met because one of them stays in the flat during the day and one of them stays in it during the night. I love the concept. I can tell there's going to be some sort of romance developing here. I'm very excited to read this one, and I definitely think it's going to be one to make me smile. So I think I might read this month or next. Also, look how stunning this edition is. This one's from Waterstones, and it's beautiful. And finally, we've got In at the Deep End by Kate Davies. This is about Julia, who is having a bit of a tough time in the bedroom department. She's not really enjoying the sex she's been having, and she kind of comes to the revelation that maybe it's the fact that she doesn't enjoy having sex with men, and she decides actually she might like women. So it's about the journey that she goes on discovering that and discovering how to understand that part of herself. This is very funny. I really enjoyed this. It's definitely a very adult contemporary, so if you aren't okay with talking about sex in books and being quite explicit about all of that, this isn't one for you. But if you're all for explicit talking about all the different things that go on in this book, then definitely pick it up because it is very funny. This is the first book I picked off my shelves when I thought about what I would suggest for this video because it's just hilarious, and the descriptions are so graphic that it's just like, I've not read a book like this since, and I think more books need to be like this because a lot of this stuff is seen as taboo, and that's silly, and it just makes me happy to read about it, and it just makes me laugh. So if you've not read this book, then pick it up. Also, I love the front cover. It's just great. The whole book is fab. Read it. So that's all the books I'm recommending to you today to make you laugh, to make you feel happy. I hope you found some good recommendations on there. Do let me know if you've read any of them before and what you think, or let me know in the comments as well if you've got any other suggestions of books that can make you smile and feel happy. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like what I'm talking about, you can subscribe and see more of my face and this yellow bedroom. If you like it even more, you can leave a comment and give me a thumbs up, and share this video with your friends so they can find these very happy books too. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep smiling, stay positive, and have a great day.